Hi, this is Rodney, your Bay Area Uber driver, bayareauberdriver.com to check out my website. And I wanted to come to you real quick and say it's been a few minutes talking about Uber, of course, and a lot of people are saying Uber is no good, Uber is a scam, Uber rips off drivers, don't care about drivers. And so I want to address all of those things if you feel that Uber is this way. A couple things about Uber. It's very easy to get hired in Uber. If you're clean background check, you got a vehicle that is a good vehicle for Uber, 4 doors, certain make and model, certain year, you're good. You're good to go. Very easy to get in, right? So Uber is out there to make money, okay? Just like you guys are out there to make money. Now, one thing about supply and demand, let me tell you this. If Uber is in a highly populated area like the Bay Area and they need drivers, it will continue to advertise for drivers and it will continue to need drivers. This past year, they raised rates in the South Bay, okay? San Jose, Santa Clara, Sunnyvale area. They raised rates. Why? Because they are trying to attract drivers. Every week, every weekend, there's incentives to drive. If I don't like the incentive, if I don't think there's anything going on, I don't drive. Now, I don't do Uber full time. So I know people who do Uber full time who are working hard and long and struggling. My thing is to take the next level, take the next step. Find something to do, find something to better yourself rather than complain about being self-employed, getting 1099 income from Uber, and they're treating you unfairly. Fares continue to drop, and they may drop with Lyft and Uber in this competitive war going back and forth trying to get the riders out there. Yes, prices may drop. Again, supply and demand. If prices drop, don't drive. Right? Simple as that. Don't drive. Okay? And some people talk about the no tips. That's another issue. No tips through the app. Mixed feelings about this. You know, they could add it in the app and you'll probably get maybe a few more. I get tips. I get people who give tips. People who have cash on them after the ride give me tips. If your service is good and you are doing a good job, you will get tips, and I can speak from experience. Now, I don't put any signs in there. I don't do any of that. I personally, this is my own personal opinion, personally don't like those things. It's kind of begging, kind of tacky to me. That's just my personal opinion. People may disagree, and that's fine with them. And then they say Uber does not care about the driver. No. You know, most 9 times out of 10, the employer, especially if it's a corporation, that doesn't care about the employee. Now, let me tell you what I mean. Okay, of course they cared as far as they want you to have maybe a retirement. Some places are better than others. They may have benefits. Some places don't have any of that stuff because they're in the business of making money. Okay, they're in the business of making money. And part of making money is having their employees happy. Okay, so now if the drivers aren't happy, what's going to happen? They're going to have to do things to make them happy. Now you can voice your opinion, you can talk negative about Uber, but one thing about Uber, like I said, it's easy to get in and easy to get out. So they're going to have this recycling door, people coming in and out. I don't think they'll ever have enough drivers until they get to a point to where maybe Uber and Lyft merge or something, and they have a certain rate where the rates go up a little bit. Weather the storm. Like I said, if it's not working for you, then I would suggest going to something else. But I have a lot of positive things to say about Uber. My experience has been wonderful, and I can't say enough. Again, I'm in control. I'm in control. I'm not going to complain. Nobody cares that you're complaining and that you don't like it. Okay? That's just the honest truth. And as soon as you accept that, I think you can move on and better yourself with that. Got any comments? Go ahead and leave comments. Feel free to do that. So what can you do? You know, a little history. You know, labor unions exist to help employees. And so a lot of trades have labor unions. Okay, the labor unions are there to protect the rights of the employees. They're there to bargain with the employer. You know, that's where the term collective bargaining agreement comes from. The National Football League has that to protect the players. So the players have something to represent them and to negotiate how contracts work, free agency, all those things work. Okay, but you also pay dues into that, into labor unions. And so there is a give and take there. Drivers, there is no union, there is no labor union. It's part of the fact of us working for Uber and being easy to get in and easy to get out. So there's positive and negatives to that labor unions. OSHA exists for a reason. It makes sure that you're safe and you have healthy working conditions, right? For everybody else by setting standards that they have to abide by. These employers have to abide by, and they offer training, outreach, education, and assistance. Same thing, okay? Uber's not going to have that, right? Because you're considered a self-employee. You're not an employee of Uber unless you actually work for Uber. But you're self-employed. It's the same thing, real estate. When I did real estate, I started as a salesperson. Okay, I was out there a salesperson, and guess what? I have to work for a broker. So that means everything I sold when I started out, I had to give a piece of that to a broker. So that made me say, I want to step up the game. I'm tired of splitting my commission with the broker. Now, the broker does provide some things for me, maybe the name recognition, maybe equipment, maybe a desk, right? But so when I got to a certain point, I said, I'm going to work towards that next step. And that next step was being a broker. And so that's why I am a broker. I'm a real estate broker to keep all my commission, right? But I also have overhead, office, desk, equipment. So those are things you have to understand when you take it with Uber. And if you approach it with a business approach, like my other videos, in one of my other videos, I talked about, do you have what it takes? Making a plan, treating it as a business. So to further yourself, you just have to stop complaining. You have to stop the complaints, in my opinion. So if you hate Uber, you think you're being treated unfairly, here's what you do. Okay, if you think if that's going on, then here's what you do. You stop driving. Okay, people have moved over to Lyft. People are waiting for Juno to come out. It's going to be very similar to me, in my opinion. All the platforms. But again, if it's not making it for you, step up the game. Okay, start a fleet. Have others drive for you. Have others make money for you. Step up your game, right? Like I did when I was a salesperson, going to a broker in real estate, or get out of the game. And so I say that because I truly want you to do well. And I truly when I see people who say, oh, Uber's this and that, I can't make a living off of Uber, then yeah, it's time to step up the game or move on to something else, right? Don't get stuck in a rut of letting Uber control your happiness, okay? Uber control what you want to do. So anyway, that's my tip right there about Uber as a scam. I'm sure there's many people who feel differently. I'm sure you can leave a comment and let me know what you think. You can also reach me at my website, BayAreaUberDriver.com. Go to the contact page and leave a message for me. Hope you guys do well. Safe driving out there, guys. Thank you. See you guys later.